Hi, I'm Mike Stein. I'm the owner of Austin Star Insurance. Before you see today's guest on our show, they wanted me to take a moment and tell you a little bit about what I do. I'm the owner of Austin Star Insurance. We're an independent insurance brokerage here in Austin, Texas. The insurance industry is broken. 70% of all people are represented by agents who only are able to offer them insurance from just one company. That's not having any choice when it comes to your own insurance needs. What we do is we're a brokerage and we shop the best rates for you from many different companies. So for your own personal auto or home insurance or any of your personal insurance needs, as well as for your any business insurance needs, give us a call at 512-923-1273. Again, this is Austin Star Insurance. My name is Mike Stein, and hopefully we can save you and your family money on your insurance needs. Thank you. Hello. Welcome to Austin Star Money, Business, and You. Today I have our first guest, Randall Stevens of AdBirds and Online Marketing. And our topic today is going to be search engine marketing and the different skills that pertain to businesses. And hopefully he'll give you some insight into what's needed to starting a business and benefits to you as a potential business owner. Well, Randall, you were talking to me earlier about SEO. Tell people what exactly SEO is. We're
talking about search engine optimization. It's something a lot of people are selling. Some people know how to do well. Some people don't. Some people oversell it. And I've equated the SEO industry lately to being the used car salesman of the last century, the guy with the plaid suit. Do you trust them? But the thing is, everybody has something to sell, and some of it do it well. There are things you can do yourself to help your site increase in rankings, and for the small business person out there, the person starting out in business, it's a good idea to save money and optimize your site the best you can. I can give some examples of things I've done in the past and show you how a website I put up 10 years ago still has particular top-level organic search position, number one position.
Wow.
In spite of the fact that the leading search engine changed their algorithm about 2 years ago.
That's truly amazing, because that's not something you see happen very often these days. A lot of the times it seems people are told that they can get to the top of search engines. They get up there, they're there for about a week, and then they're gone.
A lot of people promise you the moon. They'll promise you they're going to get you so many hits and so many clicks from the first page of an organic search results, the free results. For those who don't know, you'll see on most of the search engines, or all of them, you'll see a sponsored link list on the sidebar or at the top, and those are links that are sold at auction. You'll see links from the say the bottom of a newspaper or other publisher's web page that'll say sponsored links, and those are campaigns where the publisher shares in the money taken by the search engine for every click.
Wow.
Those are randomized. And what you want, since most people search for everything they buy today on a search engine, you want your web page to be linked from the first page, preferably. And in the book, The Google Story, they mentioned if you're not on the first 3 pages, you've built a billboard in the woods. You want your website to be much better than that.
And one could probably even argue if you're not on the first page. I mean, how often do people go past the first page when they're searching for something on Google?
Once in a while. I personally will go down several pages many times. It depends on the titles and what's linked in those search results and what I'm looking for. You'll see often you'll get search results to Wikipedia or to educational institutions. The .edu domains are known to be good places to be linked. And another trick is to get your site out on fan sites for what it is you're selling, and that probably would be the niche we'll work on today a little bit. We'll talk about a few topics on that note.
That would be great.
If you were an auto mechanic, you might want your website. If you're a local auto mechanic, you're competing against the people with $5,000, $10,000 monthly budgets. You're going to see those guys on television. You'll see them in combined campaigns that are online. And if you're just not quite there yet, you're operating out of a small shop, you want to optimize your website. You want to have either yourself or a family member try to get out on fan sites for particular cars you're working on or
Right.
particular types of repairs. You might specialize in four-wheel drive.
Exactly. Certain, and that's the thing. I mean, there's car repairs, and there's car repairs for certain types of vehicles, and
For
like
any-
you said, maybe for four-wheel drives, maybe for someone who specializes
Sure.
in sports cars. So.
Sure. You might get on a site and in something as narrow as automotive, you might find fan sites for particular Chevy, Jeep, or Ford, or other four-wheel drive, and you might get on a topic of transfer cases or rear ends or transmissions or engine diagnostics or something of that nature. But then you get relevant content, you put it in there, or you get perhaps you might offer an incentive for people to take advantage of something you're giving away. You host that giveaway program or a widget on your website.
Free drawing for something.
That's it, and then you might interact with that website somehow, and get those websites competing. You might speak for a product you're selling through your website on something that appeals to sports fans. You might put up a question or a poll on the web, and then ask people. Is the NFC East going to win this year, or who has the most energetic
broad
fans?
Appeal.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
really keeping it away from what you yourself are into and what has mass appeal. It sounds like
Exactly. So getting links from fan pages is a really good tool, and
Exactly.
I recommend it. If you can look for those blogs and fan pages out there that appeal to whatever it is you're selling.
Exactly.
So you want to be found locally. If you're a local business, you want to be found locally and have good, strong organic search returns for what you're selling. So,
Well, excellent. And well, that's got to be one of the biggest things people need to know, I would think. What would you say would be the second biggest thing that people should know about?
as in,
Well, the second biggest thing, I mean, you talked about the SEO. What would be the next step for people? Let's say I'm a small business owner. Obviously, SEO is going to be number one. What would be number two?
well, I think probably not overspending is one thing.
Huge.
Some companies will sell you
Absolutely
a
right.
service where they'll say, we're going to get you so many hits, and you'll end up that what they're actually doing is putting your content on a subdomain of their own website, and they'll charge you a lot of money for that. They'll put up highly optimized content, and
What does a subdomain mean? So people know that.
well, it might be your business name or your domain dot their domain.
So you really aren't on your own site. You're really on somebody else's.
You're being over there on theirs, and then if you end your contract with them,
You don't keep it.
you don't keep all that, and it doesn't follow you then. So
Exactly.
you might point your domain back to your website, but then you might lose some of the benefit of having been there with them. There are various tools out there that you can take advantage of, and the old adage is Google is your friend, and it's pretty darn good, I have to tell you. There are other websites, search engines out there, Start Page, Yahoo, Bing, all of those.
Yeah. So there are multiple ones out there.
Sure.
but-
I mean, pick your poison.
Right. Okay. Well, that's good to know. So these are got to be two of the biggest tips, I would think, that when it comes to search engine optimization,
Sure.
Organic search. Do you want to take a moment and tell people a little bit more about organic search and what that means for people, do you think? Or?
Well, it means the world if you're selling anything on the internet. Organic search results and the rankings for various terms. It's not always a commercial term being searched. There are many things out there, topics of interest that people want to find out about, and
Absolutely.
so the ranking of a website by the search engines take quite a bit of pride in their algorithm and how they rank web pages. So giving you relevant content is the most important thing. If a search engine is talking about limiting access to particular sites, then they're limiting their own value as a search engine too.
Right. Well, and that's something that's pretty big to keep in mind.
Well, that gets into politics sometimes, and we want to stay away from that.
Well, yes, indeed. Politics and bringing in customers as a new business don't necessarily go very well together.
Not good. That's not a good mix because everybody believes something and everybody needs the same things.
Exactly. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Well, what any other topics you'd like to go ahead and talk to us about? Any other key things you want to go ahead and mention to our audience tonight?
All I can say is try to save, not to spend money where you don't have to.
Absolutely,
When you're starting a business, when you're small, don't over borrow, and be careful to get good concrete agreements for everything that you're doing.
Exactly. And I guess if someone's promising you that they're going to do well for you when it comes to SEO, ask for a couple people that they've done well for, and get references.
Get links, get references. That's for sure.
Well, Randall, I got to say this has been invaluable advice for our audience
Thank you.
here, and I really think this is something that is going to benefit the Channel Austin crowd immensely for maybe their own small business one day, or if they have friends who are interested in going into business. This is something they really need to be listening to.
Thank you very much, Mike, for having me on.
Oh, my pleasure. Well, that concludes our episode of Austin Star Money, Business, and You with Randall Stevens, founder of AdBirds, and thank you for watching. Today's episode of Austin Star Money, Business, and You has been brought to you by Austin Star Insurance. Their web address is www.austinstarinsurance.com. My name is Mike Stein. Can be reached for comment on this at 512-923-1273.